You are forever. Hi, Isabel. How lovely, darling. Nice to see you. Let me see. So let's go back to the coronal plane. The reason is because it's a long story, but I don't want to go into a long story in the class, in the session, in your session today. But the crown, what we call the crown, is actually the completion of the 10 dimensions. And sometimes we have an interchange term to the crown. We call it light, right? Light, sometimes crown. But the reason was that originally I said, well, that there are 10 synchronized realities within the consciousness, and they are the 10 dimensions. And then I said, well, maybe if we decided that the synergy of the 10, it goes on top and it becomes the 11, like a sort of subliminal, and then we call it that crown. But then it became so complex that I said, forget it, just let's make it the crown. And then crown is actually represents the reality of the universal unfolding, celebrating the glory of God, or celebrating creation as the reality of life. You don't want to use the word God, we can use creation, but it's a celebration. And the moment in which the fountain of life, it renews itself, and every single instant is renewing itself into a more perfect unity, always, always. So nothing is static, everything is in a state of creation. So the reason that I thought the coronal plane would be a good name, because it reminds us that the coronal plane is almost like the feminine form of the crown. If you're thinking that way, we put it that way, the feminine form of the crown. So we are constantly defining the form that corresponds to the moment in which the crown reveals itself every moment, until eventually we understand that, of course, we are always inside of it, and the system becomes interconnected to that reality. So that was the reason of the coronal plane. It wasn't just arbitrarily in relation to one of the planes, that it was the celebratory nature of, because the periphery, the entire periphery, which is what we're always touching in the practice, we are uncovering the center. And every time that we define in a center, the whole periphery becomes present, from the top to below all the time. So we are always in the fountain of life. So therefore, the coronal plane, I thought it to be the celebration of the reality of crown, which in the beginning of many, many years ago, we call it the kingdom of love, and we call it the kingdom of love because it's the kingdom from which all kingdoms were ever found in the planet Earth. And the kingdoms came and went, came and went, and came and went. And we always have this celebration of the kingdom. And remember that in the celebration of the kingdom, the crown with all the jewels, even though it represents a form of regality and power and economics and so forth, in reality, what it always meant was the celestial nature of the transparency of the gems, always, always getting into an essence of what the kingdom was. All the kingdoms are forming inside of that, even though in the planet Earth through time, they became very, very innocently called many, many different things. So anyway, the kingdom is actually the universal kingdom, which is the celebration of us returning home and be able to be in the presence of life now in the celebration of the kingdom as the creation of the new world, that is not only just transforming the entire reality of the planet Earth, but it's transforming the entire reality of the universe as well, because we are sharing for the first time the same moment that we are experiencing in relation to time with the universe. We are not, as we were before, in a sequence of time that it was our own interpretation. We are simultaneous with the geometrical connection, the clock, the universal clock that represents the moment of life. So we are not just only in our own little world trying to figure out what are we doing in the planet, what was life about, and blah, blah, blah. We are inside of the universal existence that has an extraordinary availability of intelligence we have used very, very little in our human sense, but now we have this great, great field. And then we have the great, great field of consciousness is the great, great field of love that is opening more and more and more and more. And we're beginning to feel more the love that we are and the love that we're sharing and the love that all there is. And then in the relation to the physical existence, that relation to the physical existence to the kingdom allow us to be able to now occupy the physical part of our beings, our physical body, as an eternal nature that is transmuted itself inside of all things and is renewing itself inside of all things. And as it renews itself from all things, it becomes free from certain memories that existed within the genetical code that were bounding us in relation to consciousness, in relation to emotions, and in relations to interpretation of physical existence, because we are the continuity of the ancestors. Yeah. But this is the first time that the ancestors are being renewed, because the ancestors forever have been inside of a circle, forever renewing itself inside of this story of the consciousness searching to find home. So this is different now. So the physiology is beginning continuously occupied and renewed and refurbished and reconnected into an eternal principle. And that's what's happening to us, and that's what we're doing in the practice, but in every single moment, so we can begin to really live most of the time in the eternal. At the same time, that we live in the temporal a little bit, because the world, you can see what happened in the temporal world. So, yeah, so it's not that we only live in the eternal. The eternal is the background of all existence. And then in whatever world is manifesting itself to resolve itself inside of the great field, is being resolved by us occupying the great field or the whole field and be able to understand that everything is going through a transmutation and a transformation. And we are the ones that are bringing it into being, because consciousness, without becoming conscious of it, it doesn't mean anything. It's just an idea. We are the consciousness of consciousness. Yeah, that's the reason we are created in the image and the likeness. So anyway, I don't know, I went into another thing, but it clarified a little bit about what we mean by the crown and what we mean by the coronal plane. So if we change the coronal plane, I'm not attached to anything, but what we really would like to do is to be able to be as much as possible truthful to its meaning. So, we are open to all possibilities, all right? Beautiful. Anything about what I just said that you would like me to amplify, or not say anything, or ask questions? Nothing. It's good. Okay. All right. We're doing great. Okay. Carolina, you have something to say? No. Oh, all right.
I just said you're doing great.
All right. Thank you. So anyway, the great Nancy, you have something you would like to say?
Oh, not right now. No.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, wonderful. So anything specific that you would like to practice today? So we'll start with the practice in the chair a little bit, and then we'll continue with it. And you have any ideas about any other things that we worked last week or the week before that we can really get into it? No?
Spiral.
But Elaine is arriving in this moment. Yeah, wonderful. So let's start with the unity and motion and the relationship and the last part of the fountain. And then we will do the fountain standing later too. But I would like to work today with the gradational unfolding into moon and horizon and above the ground, and the lateral spherical mandala, and maybe a little bit in the releases. Yeah, beautiful. Are you okay? Are we all set? Fantastic. Nice to see you, Elaine. So I'm going to move my chair. I'm going to move into the back of the room so you can see me more. So I can come back here. Yes, beautiful. am I a good distance, or I need to go back?
You look good.
Yeah, it's all right. Beautiful. So let's just find ourselves for a moment, just like find the connection for a little bit. Wonderful. And remember that that your arms have the connections of 6 joints: the elbow, the wrist, and the shoulders. 3, and 7, it will be your heart. So whenever you want to find the energy, remember there are the 3 segments of the arms connecting through the joints, connecting to your heart, and then the speed of the hand, the speed of the hand, which is the energy. So then you just begin by defining in your mind and in your body the energy that corresponds to 0 point. Beautiful. And then when you get to that place that you feel like your hand is beginning to become alive by the very nature of your mind, penetrating and defining the segments as an energetic field, then you will feel the floor. And if you're seated, you will sense that behind the floor, in the bottom of your feet, the earth is coming up through the legs, the 6 joints of the legs, the knees, the ankles and the hips, the 6 joints of the legs uniting the 6 segments of your legs and the pelvis. Beautiful. So the earth is giving you direction and energy from your feet if you are in the chair, and standing as well. But if you are in the chair as well, from the hip, right? Because the hip is also connecting to the legs, connecting you to the shoulders and the heart, and then the neck, and then the head, and then the center of your head, the center of articulation of your head, and the center of the crown, which is the top of your head, and 0 point. Beautiful. So it's wonderful. So these are the places that you begin to define as the beginning of the practice. So you occupy the segments of your body and the connection of your body with the energy, which is the sphere, and you putting yourself at the center of a space. Okay, so let's start with the 4 different unity of motion. Okay, so I'm going to count 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. The speed of earth, inflowing wave, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Last time, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The speed of earth, inflowing wave, suspended wave, descending, ascending, foundation, ascending through centers, finding the center of your soul, of your solar plexus and your heart, and then connecting to the center of the rib cage, your neck, your heart, crown, and descending. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's do that one more time. Yeah, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Descending, ascending. 2, 3, and 4. Out from wave. 2. I sense in my feet, so I need to adjust my feet a little bit to make sure that I'm always connected to the floor. Now we're going to go suspended diamond. 1, 2, the wave. 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Excuse me. 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's do there. Wave, suspend wave, ascending. We're going to go to central crown. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Do it again. 1 out of the way. 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 1. We go to 0.2, 3 and 4. Can we do that one more time together? Any questions about it? Let me see. It's difficult to see you a little bit because there's so much light in the room, but it's okay. It's all perfect. I wanted to know that when we go to the suspended diamond, when you go to the suspended diamond and you touch the delicate heart, at the point of the delicate heart, the wave comes into existence that I take you to suspended wave. So let me clarify for you for a moment, okay? I don't know.
I just have to put this in.
Let me see if I have enough space here to really to show you what happened.
Sorry. Sorry for a second, guys.
Let me see it. And I have to go a little bit back for you to be able to see what I'm talking about.
They can see better than you can.
Oh, you can see it? They can see it?
better.
Okay. There is a moment of the delicate heart, which is at the level. And I want you to see what happened in my arm. The arm unfolds away to get to suspended weight, to get to
Suspended.
to get to really actually the suspended diamond, right there, beautiful, right there. And then from there, the descending, ascending, then the descending, ascending goes inside of your arms and it'll take you around to foundation, from which you go to crown. 2, 3, and 4. Let's do that together. A few times. The wave that takes us from foundation, from the delicate heart, into the wave, the suspended diamond. Right there. And then the descending, ascending, 2, 3, and 4. Outflowing wave, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the last time we're doing it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, and away. And connect us. Spend a second right here for a second. Then my arms are not here. My arms are exactly at the center of my heart. So you may have to go a little higher, Elaine, just a little bit with your arms to get you into that place right there. And then descending, ascending, 2, 3, and 4. Outflowing wave, 3. Let's do it one more time, okay? This is important. 2, 3, and 4. 1, the wave, 2, 3, beautiful. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's complete now into central crown, okay? 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6. Let's do it together, each other again one more time. 7 and 8. Gather the wave. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's come back for a second into the moment of it, into 0-point balance. I need to, when you get to the suspended diamond, the place right here, 1.5 inches at either direction, is the place in which the top of the atlas is in the head is centralized in the top of the atlas. So when you define the suspended diamond, it's important that you don't go back thinking that you have to go back to lift your head, but you really are in the center of your head, because that is the connection to the crown. So, and that is the release of the throat. If you go a little bit back to make sure that you're extending the neck, you are not. You're really actually contracting the back of your neck here, and then you don't get to be directly to the crown. So the suspended diamond is actually the natural centralization of your head at the center of the atlas that allows you to be perfectly aligned in 0 point before you're ascending. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky here, because we wanted sometimes to use the neck to make sure that we get into the center of the head. But if you're using the neck too much, you're going to push the neck back, and then you are not in the center of the head. You are in the back of the center of articulation of your head. So you want to constantly find the center of the head in order to be able to make sure then that you're passing through the crown, and you will sense it, because this area of your face, it will become equal with the back as well. So you're utilizing the two halves of your face, centralize it in the center of a space. Exactly, that's the idea, yeah? It's a little bit tricky in that one, but you're getting the feeling, yeah? And then you will get, I'm sorry, what are you defining, Mary Pat? You're defining the center of the diamond now? I'm sorry.
I was just touching the level of where the atlas is behind the nose, between the ears, center of the head.
Oh yeah. I think
I was
right here in under the last part of your ear, at the center, right there in between those two places.
Behind your nose, that's the
center. At the center is the center of articulation. Yeah, and it's beautiful. It's important because it's like a needle in the thread. You know, when you go a needle and you put it in the center, once you find that center, then when you go through the center of the throat and the center of the head, then you're really engaging the pelvis. Because if you're innocently, you go back to push the neck in order to go up, you are really in the sacrum. You are not in the center of your pelvis. Yes, so the center of the throat correspond to the center of your pelvis in order to the suspended diamond. Yeah, beautiful, yeah, lovely, beautiful. Yeah, so you clear a little bit with this. Yes, wonderful. Then let me see what I needed to tell you, that once you define the suspended diamond, which come from the delicate heart, there is an instant that you touch it right there, and then you can begin to descend. Usually we don't spend time there, because if you're trying to spend time here, you're going to get crystallized a little bit in the back of the scapula and everything. So it's just a click right there before you're descending. So in the form, you just touch it and you go with it, yeah? And then you're descending, beautiful. And you will feel it, because you will feel it in your jaw, and you will feel it in your head, and you will feel it in the crown. Yeah, beautiful. Let me see, whatever I needed to tell you, what's something that I wanted to tell you and it just escaped me for a moment. Oh, the second thing that I want you to become, that I practice, once you touch a suspended diamond, look what happened with my arm. The elbow goes a little bit high, you see? I don't descend in from the places in which the suspended diamond was. It goes a little bit high until I found the entire arm. And then midway, as you descend into the entire arm, right here, it creates the belly, the circle that it will take you back into foundation. So it's not a straight line descending. It goes, by the time it gets to the belly, just before the belly button, it creates the sphere that is taking you to foundation, from which then you can begin to be direct, you can go directly to crown. Yes? Let me see what, yeah, did you get in this a little bit? It takes a little time, because right now, what you're looking is for, you see, I enter in my arms, right? I mean, I I'm entering my arms. And now, and when it gets to the level of the solar plexus, you see the circle that my arm's creating. And the circle that my arm created is in the center of my heart, going down to foundation to take me into the crown. So right there, right there, right there. And then there will be, let me see where you are, Mary, but when you're descending, yeah, right there. You will find that once you begin to descend in that place, as you begin to descend and you find the belly right there, the hand creates, it changes centers within the hands to get you to foundation. So then you can really get out to crown. Yeah, beautiful. You get into to experience that subtlety. Yeah, let me see, darling. Yes, go ahead. You asked me a question.
Cristiam, I can't see you past this part. I want to step back.
Okay,
Just,
I'm sorry.
just a little.
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, just to see the circle. Thank you.
Yeah, right here. So this is the suspended diamond. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in your practice, the size of the suspended diamond will determine if you are free from pressing in the scapula. If I go a little bit forward, the scapula is going to press me, right? At the center, the scapula will be suspended. If I go too little, I will not be able to do it either because the rib cage becomes contracted. So remember the size of the suspended diamond, yes? Then the descending, and then that is the moment in which the circle creates itself in order to bring me around to take me into the outflowing way. Yeah, is that clear? Well, shall we do it a couple of times? Practice together 3 times. Let's do 3 times. Going to the suspended diamond, descending, ascending, going to foundation, going to crown, and then going to foundation again, descending, ascending. Because that's the most important thing, because the center of the throat is a very delicate place in you, very delicate, because it is the extension of the vertebrae, but it's not straight in relation to the vertebrae. Yeah, it's not straight, because if you think in a straight in relation to the vertebrae, you bring in the spine back, and then you don't get to go to the crown. Yeah, wonderful. So let's do it together. Let's do it 3 times. Going to suspended diamond, descending, ascending, coming to foundation, going to crown. Yeah, so wonderful. Starting 0 point. 6, 6, 7, and 8. 1, and 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's start all over again. Yeah, we just practiced the suspended diamond. Yeah, remember that you can shake a little bit if you start getting a little bit wonderful. And you're going to start feeling sometimes that your arms are going, under your arms. So sometimes be free to really allow the muscles to connect the back of your neck. So you'll start feeling more the meaning of the centralization to space. Yeah, more than your sensation. What happened in your centralization to space? Beautiful. So we'll do it together from 0 point, and we're going to do 3 times, going to inflowing wave, foundation, going to suspended diamond, descending, ascending to foundation, completing and crown. Just that movement, 3 times. We'll do it together. Beautiful. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, and 2, 3, and 4. 1, 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 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to central crown. Okay, the second part of the fountain together. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 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 2, 3. We'll do it together again. Gathering the way. 1, 2 to central crunch. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 5, 6, 7 and 8. Let's go back to 0 point for a moment. And yes, okay, you're getting much more clear about it. Yeah, I think that you're really doing fantastic. Let me see, where are we now? Any questions about it? Any questions about it? I know you will have. Yes, yes, absolutely. Whenever you complete the wave, it's advisable that the wave of suspended diamond is always that the wave that is taking you to crown, excuse me, is the counts that it take you to the crown, the same place that we're talking about in the extension of your throat. So it's really neutral, wonderful, yeah? So remember that the crown is matched by crown, yeah? Beautiful, and then that's where you begin the motion again, yeah?
So can you do all the way up to crown and encircling
Yes.
and then the releasing wave to self and then?
Yeah, shall we do that again?
movement
That's what we did, what we do.
Can you do it? Can you just do it now?
Oh, yeah. Wonderful. So we study in crown, right? I'll do it from 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 5, 6, 7. I'll do it again.
Okay, so
One.
you're not going to 0.
3.
0 point
No,
is up here.
no, because when you excuse me, what Ellen asked me, you are not going to 0 point in displacement, because when you do it standing, usually you just stop usually in 0
Okay.
point. And 0 point is a wonderful place because 0 point becomes the point of yourself that is not crowned, that you're not defining into any form other than is the natural energy of your arms suspended inside of the rib cage and inside of the shoulder girdle. Yes, so the shoulder, the 0 point doesn't mean that your arms are going to rest upon you. It means that the energy that exists within your arms is opening your heart in the shoulder girdle, but you are not holding it or you are not resting it. Yeah, if you're resting upon the shoulder girdle, it's okay. But if there is any complexity in the spine, it's going to create forces of compression upon you if you're resting down. If you're trying to hold it up, it's not going to work because you are shrinking as well. So 0 point is the exact energetic energy that is almost nothing, but it has the movement inside of it. Yeah, the sensation of your being is always in 0 point. You're always connecting to the energy of 0 point. So you rest inside of the connection to all things in 0 point. Yeah. So if you find yourself that you collapse it, it's okay. But if you find yourself that you're collapsed, don't just try to go back to the center. Just, okay, I'm going to take 4 counts to get to the energy, to find the energy of everything, and then go back, find the 0 point. So find the 0 point in the totality of your body. Don't find it only in your shoulders, yeah? Because if you're trying to find only in your shoulders, you're going to hold it to the place that you think is right, and you may not have the field of energy. The field of energy is what is the right. It's not the placement by itself, yeah? Beautiful. So 0 point seated is in here, 0 point standing is in here, and you will notice it will be the same 0 point. Excuse me. That if you have a 0 point here, you see, I don't know. I have to go a little bit back. I have to show you for a little bit. Okay, 0 point back. Okay, so 0 point back. Just see where my arms are. You see right here. I'm not here. Right? You can see it right here. I'm completely right here. I'm contracted right here. See right now, So 0 point, and my hands and my arms are right here. So this will be the beginning of the fountain. 0 point is the beginning of the fountain, the beginning of everything, the beginning of seated, the beginning of cooking, the beginning of cutting the food in the kitchen, the beginning of going to everything is always the beginning of 0 point is your definition of the whole field of energy that is the energetic field of your body. 0 point is the definition of the whole field of energy that is the whole field that is your body. Yeah. So at any one moment, you know where you are. And if you are not, don't make a big deal. But remember that you are always in the field of energy. Yes. Beautiful. Are we
So,
clear?
Cristiam,
This is a big
Cristiam?
deal. I'm sorry.
so when you come out of Central Crown,
Central crown. Yes.
and you're coming out of that, you end up in 0 point, not crown, right? Is that right?
When you
When you come
complete the fountain, it's in the 0 point. Yeah.
Okay.
Complete the fountain on 0 point. Yes.
Okay.
So when you complete the fountain on 0 point, excuse me, I'll show it to you what I mean. Let's say you're in the fountain, right? You complete the fountain just from here. You touch self, yeah. You get to self, and then you descending, ascending, and you see. Tell me where is the moment the 0 point come into existence? Like, see if you can see it from me. Like, this is self, right? And you have 4 count, 5, 6, 7, and this is the moment in which the fountain began. You see, the fountain is it begins at the instant of 0 point. Yes, so it is the same energy. The same energy when you arrive to 0 point is the same energy that begins the fountain. Yes, so it's beautiful. Am I confusing you with it? Right there, exactly, right there, right there. So the energy continues forever. The energy continues forever. It continues right there, and it goes out again, yeah, right there, and then it goes through right there, and then it goes to 0 point. Yes, you have to be careful not to go to crown. So, yeah, because the sensei, it's like you would like to go to crown, but you can from crown, you cannot get into the fountain. It's impossible, because by the time you get into crown, the connection of the energy of the fountain is going to come from the back of your spine. So you are not in the center of the matrix. So 0 point is the only point from which you begin to move into the fountain. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, beautiful, beautiful, and south, beautiful, and beautiful. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, okay, okay. How was it? So are you good? Do you have any questions for me? We're working in detail a lot. Yeah, I'm working in detail a lot. But anyway, I wanted to make sure of something now. You see that area here in my body where my breasts connect to my arm, right here. So when you come back from the central crown and you start opening, you have to open from the center of your heart, but connect to this area. Don't go forward and shrink this area here. Keep it open and all the way through until you arrive to self. So when you arrive to self and you're extending, you are opening all that area as well as you're arriving to 0 point. Because I have the feeling that you are engaging the shoulders, but you are not engaging those muscles here that connect your breast into your arms. So you have to get exactly, Carolina. Yes, yes, yeah, right there. Beautiful. Yes. So what you're discovering is that the opening when you go to central crown is a little bit more open than coming here. See, it's enough opening that assists you to find the entire center of your chest as you arrive to self before you ascending into 0 point. Yeah, beautiful. Very, very, very important. Let me see, something that I needed to tell you. Are you okay? Then we clear in this motion, the suspended diamond. We clear the central crown. We clearing, okay. When you go to central crown and you're creating the spiral, when you get to the second part of the spiral, it's the most difficult movement that you're ever going to do in your life, because the connection of the spiral connects you around your heart and it connects you again with your breast and your shoulder, so you don't shrink into yourself right here when you arrive to moving heart. You are inside of all the muscle formation of yourself that is going to take you out. So again, you have to be careful when you get to central crown and you enter the circular spiral, right there, right there, right there. Okay, beautiful, much better, much better, much better. Darlene, for Beverly, it's good, it's really good. But Beverly, look, when you arrive to central crown and you enter the spiral right here, I'm going to do the slow motions so you can see what happened. When you enter the spiral, you have to enter the center of your shoulder joint in order to take you to the heart. Because it is a part of you who, once you get to the half of the spiral, you just want to go down with the arms, but you're missing the connection of the arms inside of the spiral. So let me see, where are you in it? Right there, right there, right there. Exactly, better. Yes, yes, much better. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. It's important because the spiral is inside of you. It's not a spiral that you do it on top of you. Yeah, it's inside of your being. Beautiful. And then when you take it out, beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yay, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Now, when you're taking it out to central crown again, and you're going to come up to central crown, it's important that you, even though it seems that you're extending the hand and your lower arm forward and up, remember that in some degree, you are extending the lower arm and the shoulder too. So from here, all this, the gradational unfolding of the free segments of your arm are engaged in the movement that is taking you to central crown. So it's not that you're going up, it's that the free segments of the arm are engaged in this extension that is taking you to central crown, because we're exactly much better. Yeah. Fantastic, fantastic, yeah, wonderful. Because once the muscles of your arm begins to become more connected to your chest, then your legs are going to be more connected to the pelvis, because the whole fabric, instead of just pushing in any direction, is going to connect from the entire fabric of your body. So even though you're working seated or standing, you're working with everything. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, and beautiful right there, fantastic, and then right there, fantastic. Don't skip this place when you get, look, I'm extending, you see? It's not that I'm coming down from there. I'm extending because I'm changing the center of gravity, you see? I'm extending and I am moving back into self. Beautiful. Yes, yes, absolutely. Fantastic, fantastic, wonderful. So I would like to, if it's possible, to do moon and around the crown, moon and horizon, then, and do it in the chair, and then we do it standing with a fountain. It's okay? Any questions about this? Are you okay? All right, so wonderful. We're going, I'm sorry?
Move back.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm
they
going
can
back
see
to the chair. Beautiful.
you. They can see you.
Oh,
It may look a little bit bright to you, but they can see it completely.
okay. Lovely. Beautiful. 0 point, 40 minutes. Let's regroup. Whenever you want to regroup in 0 point, it's wonderful, because that means that, okay, all the segments are together, yeah? So now what we're going to do, we're going to go inflowing way to foundation, and then gradational unfolding to move, yeah? The gradational unfolding to move is a trap, because you are engaging every single muscle of your arms to take you to the moon, and then you're coming down to the sphere of earth, and then the inflowing way will take you to foundation, from which they will take you again into the moon. Beautiful. Yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Remember that when you go to the moon, every single frame that seemingly you go forward is the same frame that you also go sideways. So never go just forward. Forward, sideways, forward, sideways, forward, sideways, forward, sideways, forward, sideways, moon. Yeah, so it is the equality between the forward and the side inside of your arms that it take you inside of your heart. Beautiful. And then around the crown. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, shall we do that? let's do 3 times a moon and around the ground, and then we go horizon and above the ground. And then from the horizon above the crown, we're going to go to the spherical mandala. Yeah, beautiful. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, moon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Earth. 1, 2, 3. We're going to horizon. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And now the spherical mandala. 1, 2, 3, and sun descending in the mandala. 2, 3, and earth. We do it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to horizon. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3, and sun. 1, 2, 3, and earth. 1, 2, and we're going to go to 0 point. Now we're going to go to 0 point seated. 1 and 2, 3, and 4. Okay, how was that? I think you're doing good. You're doing good. Let me see. What is that I need to do? Any questions about this? I think that you may need. Do you have any questions?
I have a question going above the ground from the horizon to.
Yes, wonderful. You pick up what the difference is.
Are the
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead. Oh, yeah. Okay. So let me clarify it a little bit going to horizon, okay? Because I think I'm going to horizon, I'm going to go forward, which is true. But when you go into horizon, you're connecting both parts of your arm and you're opening your heart by the time you get to horizon. So it's not that you're going forward. By the time you're in horizon, it's like a letter U, like a fisher, like a fisherman. No, it's like a letter U. Yeah. So then the first part going to above the crown is 1/3 in this direction and then rotating to get you to heaven. So you don't go from horizon to heaven immediately. You go a little bit around and then start rotating to the heart until you get to heaven before you start the sphere that expanding you to the sun. And then you continue with the sphere that connects you to earth. And then you come back to foundation. So let me see. Can you see what I mean a little bit? How you go from horizon, first around this way, a little bit around, and then the rotation of the arm will open you to heaven. Yes, yes, right there, and then the rotation. Yeah, yeah. I think that Mary Pat is beautiful, Mary Pat. But now, listen, when you go in you find the first, it's like a crescendo of the moon, the first crescendo of like a moon here going around. Now, when you start unfolding to heaven, and you rotate the arms to create a circle going to heaven, make sure that you are not opening so much that you're missing this area of the rib cage back. So once you start opening to the moon, keep the speed of the moon so it's true to the entire rib cage, and it doesn't become so open here, as I said, that it flattens you in the back and doesn't let you come back from the lower back. It doesn't let you connect to the lower back. So let me see what we are right there. Show me again from the horizon, from horizon. 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and how you get to heaven. Beautiful. Right there, right there. Okay, okay, okay. I think it's wonderful. I think that it's important, something that I need to tell you when you get to heaven. You see, the sphere of moon is a very specific size, right? Very specific. It's the size in which the front and the back and the right and the left through my arms connects to my heart. That's the very specific. It's not tiny, it's in here, it's not that big. If you make it too big, you're going to create a crease behind here in the back, and therefore you're not extending that vertebra. You're moving the back a little, the spine in, and then you compromise the extension of the back of the spine. So when you get the amount of opening to heaven is a very, very important opening. Yes, lovely. And then when you get to heaven, right there. Beautiful. So heaven is a little bit, it's not so big that you think that you're opening, then you close the back, but it engages everything within you, right there. That is the size of heaven. And then from the size of heaven is when you start the sphere, then you go into all the directions around. Yeah, because it before was a little bit too open. If you open it too much, as I said, it presses you back. So you need to open that area. Beautiful. Beautiful. You open through the outer mandala right now, right? Darling, it's beautiful. Yeah. You're there. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Let me see. Let me see. What am I going to tell you? I wanted to tell you something very, very important. Let's say I am in horizon, right? I hope you can see it from here, right there. Now, this is the first half, right? And the second half is not so much open back, they respect the entire pelvis and the legs to take me out into heaven. Exactly, exactly. That's what I meant. Yes, because if you open too much to go to heaven, then you're missing the pelvis and the whole connection from above. Exactly. You got it. You got it. Right there. Almost there. Almost there. Because now you want to finish in heaven here, and heaven is around you, right? Around you. Yes. Beautiful. Lovely. 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 And now show me what's the end of heaven. Yeah. For you. I want to see what the end of heaven is for you. Can you? Yeah. No. I wanted to. I'm sorry. Yeah. I wanted to. Beverly, I wanted to show me what would be the end of the connection to heaven.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
I think I've been doing this wrong for a long time. Okay, when you're here, it looks like you're moving your hand that way.
Exactly. The first.
I've been turning it this way forever.
No, I know. I understand. We've been turning forever, but then if you start turning right away, I am not sure that you are engaging this area of the vertebrae to really end the going to heaven.
Okay.
So
So
that's
normally we're going to go outward.
I'm exaggerating right now, and perhaps to make it sure I am going too much, but just a little bit to keep it open until you connect to the side of you that is taking you up to heaven.
And at what point do you turn it towards each other?
I'm sorry, say that again. Yes.
At what point, if we go off this way, okay, we're going this way, at what point do we turn hands to each other?
To open the right and the left. Then at what point I start opening through the arms, the right and the left continuously. Yeah. You are opening the right and the left from the beginning, right here. Yeah? But then
Yes.
right here, in that point, you keep rotating inside of the entire arm to open the right and the left and engaging you to heaven. So by the time you're in heaven, the whole right and the left will be open, but it will be connected in the beginning from the third of the moon. Yes.
Okay.
So it's a spiral of the arms?
It's a spiral of the arm. It's a spiral of the arm, actually. Yeah. Yeah. It's a spiral of the arm from horizon. The spiral of the arm connects you. Exactly. That's exactly. It's beautiful. Beautiful. So now what's going to happen? Beautiful. Yeah, horizon. Exact. Yeah, almost there. Beverly, almost there. Wonderful. But what happened right now, you're engaging the arms perfectly. You're engaging your arms more. Yeah, you're engaging your arms much more. Let me see what I needed to tell you something that is important that I just get to see. The spiral of the arm. Through the motions, around, moving around the crown and horizon and above the crown and the entire spherical mandala, what you're learning is how the joint and the shoulder joint gently rotates in the socket to allow you to make the changes in the center of gravity so you don't get stuck in the spine and your arms are moving independently. So from this going to heaven right here, right? Now from here, when you start moving into a sphere and the tip of your fingers, the first sphere is beginning to change the center of gravity, right? And then very gently, the shoulder very gently rotates. And then here, the shoulders very gently rotate in the socket to take you back into the lower sphere. So you're learning to become acquainted with this area of your shoulder, the socket, because this is the right and the left inside of the socket, not inside of the shoulder going back, but inside of your arm is the right and the left of your being. Yeah, in whatever degree you are approximating, you're going to feel fantastic because you are connecting to all the muscles of your chest and your breast and everything. Yeah, very important. So I hope it's not too much to change a little bit that a little bit motion. I'm exaggerating, as I said, because now from horizon, if you start rotating, it's good. But if you start rotating right away to go to Earth, you may start creating weight in the back of your scapula to feel that, and then heaven is going to be resting upon your spine instead of having being the full release of your spine.
It's beautiful. I've had a right shoulder pain for a long time, and already it feels releasing.
Yeah, because it opened from the center of the socket. This is the socket joint. Right here is the center of the socket. So you're learning how to move all the time, above or below or forward, from the center of the socket without pushing the socket at any time. Because if you push the socket, you can't extend the spine anymore. Because in the position that you push the socket, you contract the relationship of 3 dimensions of the spine. And what you're looking for is to engage the muscles of your chest and your arm with the vertebrae. So then you're always moving your arms through the vertebrae, always, always, always. So you are not isolating the motion of your arms from the vertebrae, yeah? Always connecting. Beautiful. Is that clear a little bit more? Yeah?
Let's do it together one more time.
Let's do it together. Let's do it together, moon and around the crown, and then horizon and above the crown, and then the spherical mandala, and then we'll complete in 0 point. Yeah? Beautiful. Okay. Remember that the under your feet is the crown. So the energy coming back through your feet into the seats of the seated bone is the crown. Beautiful. So you can say floor, crown. Start the movement. Yeah. Beautiful. 5, 6, 7, and 8. We go 1, 2. We're gonna go to moon. Okay. 3 and 4. And now falling to the moon. Around the crown. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and now horizon. 1, 2, 3, horizon. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the sphere. 1, 2, 3, and sun. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1. Let's do that again. Horizon. Okay. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. Horizon. 1, 2, 3. Heaven. Sphere. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to touch the floor if it's okay, okay? Just very gently, I'm going to go very gently, leaving the energy, opening a little tiny bit your knees, just very gently, moving through the center of your shoulder, connecting and touching the floor, just for an instant. Amen. Put the energy for a moment right there until you feel your legs and the pelvis and the lower back is not compressed or anything. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring one arm coming up, the other arm, and then you're going to get to foundation. And then we're going to open to heaven this time. Open in heaven at the level of infinity. You're opening Manala. You're touching. Beautiful. 3 and 4. Beautiful. 1 and 2, 3. And I'm going to go to 0 point seated. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and 1. How was that? Is it a little bit clear for you? Do you have any questions about this? It's a little bit, you're doing good. You're doing fantastic. I need to tell you just one detail that is going to help you enormously. Once you open from heaven, right? And you go to this, it's a sphere, and then another sphere, and the center of gravity changes. By the time you get to the sun, it's the same place that you were in suspended diamond. It's the same place in your throat, in your head, so to speak, because you are not up. You see, you are at the center of the balance of your being, from which that you can change through the sphere to take you to earth. So you have to, the best thing is for you to remember that when you open the sphere from heaven, right? And then you make all the spheres until you get to moon, to sun, excuse me. By the time you get to sun, you are not below the sun or above the sun. You are at the center of the sun. You can't be here. See, it's right here. So you have to go a little bit higher, Elaine, a little bit higher with your elbows and arms to get to the level of expansion. Right there. The left one is perfect. The right one was to go lower than that. Just make sure that the both are exactly at the same level of expansion. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Beautiful. Yeah. How is it, Mary Pat? They're going to from heaven to the sun. Right there. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Wonderful. 1 and 2, 3. What is expansion? Right there. And then keep changing the center right there. 2, 3 and 4. Wonderful. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. I know there's a question, right? So
when it's sun, as opposed to expansion, the palms are forward. Is that right? For sun?
for sun, expansion
Open.
Expansion will be here. Sun
Right.
is right there.
Yeah. Okay.
And here at the center of the sun, half is above, half is below in your arm, right?
Okay.
The center of the sun, half of the arm is above, half of the arm is below at the level of a heart. Beautiful. In expansion, half of the arm is up, half of the arm is down. It's the same line, but it's different. Expansion, half of the arm is up, half of the arm is down. But it's important that you understand that you are not under. You see, right there, I'm under expansion. I'm under expansion. I am under expansion. I am under expansion. I am in expansion. Right there. It's a very important place because it's the place that allows me to go around to go to heaven, or the place that allow me to go down into ground from expansion. From heaven is the place that allows you to change. Yeah, that's sun, right? That's sun. Beautiful, beautiful. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Now, beautiful, beautiful. Now, Beverly, you went from expansion, right? right now
Yes.
from expansion. Yeah, it's different when you go from sun, okay? From sun, from the sphere, from heaven, you're opening a sphere, sun. So now, okay, what now? This is fantastic because the head has to move gently forward as you create a sphere that is going to take you to Earth. So it's not that your neck is going to stay here and you're going to start going to Earth. You see what I did right now? You see, from sun, the neck and the head is going to change to take you back into Earth in order to take you back to the inflowing wave. Yeah. So expansion and sun are the center of the crossover space within your practice, the crossover space. At the center of the crossover space, the neck and the head and the crown make the changes that they take you down, or at the center of the space, the pelvis and the pelvic floor, and of course the center is above, make the changes that is going to take you to heaven. Beautiful, because heaven is the engagement of your entire arms. So expansion is, yeah, exactly. If you go into heaven, exactly, yes, Beverly, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, yes. Yeah, I will clear a little bit with that. Expansion is the center of the crossover space. Suspended diamond is the center of the crossover space in relation to your heart, but suspended of the neck, right? Horizon is the center of the crossover space from which you're going around again. All the horizons are the centers of the crossover space. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Fantastic. Wonderful, Nancy, and wonderful. Yes, beautiful. I think that you're discovering something different about the crossover space today, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I see it. That's the reason I'm asking you. Because what happens is that since we innocently are let me see, are programmed to perform, we wanted to make expansion like something that is going forward into that direction, which is good. But through expansion, it doesn't have that. It is just the purity of the movement centralized in a space. It doesn't have a performance. The performance comes as a consequence of the unity, but it doesn't come as a consequence of your expression. You know, it's just a pure movement itself. That's good. That's good. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, that wonderful. That wonderful. That wonderful. That wonderful. Okay. Yeah, beautiful. Right there, right there, right there. Expansion. Click. Beautiful. Beautiful. I need you to be able to really be completely clear, the best you can. What I mean the best you can, it's something that you're discovering. Oh my God. And what I mean by discover, there are three aspects of the movements: the spatial, the energetic, and the structural. Yeah. But then the fourth part of the movement is you, the real you. So the real you is the one who said, okay, I'm going to place myself at the center of the space. Here I am. Yeah. I'm going to be in the center of heaven. 1, 2, 3, all of it together. But I am the witness, so to speak, not the witness. I am the one who is beginning to put it all thing together. So you are not doing the movements, you are realizing the spatial, energetic, and comprehension of the biomechanical inside of your own self. And when as you are inside of yourself, you are the fourth dimension, if you may, then, or the real 3 dimension, because you are setting the house into another place through your own awareness. Yes, so that's the way you do it. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, beautiful. One last detail that I wanted to tell you, then we're going to do the fountain together. Yeah, one last detail. Once you begin to discover expansion, excuse me, expansion is a moment in which your heart is totally at the center of a space. And what I mean by that is the fully open in all directions to a space. You know, once we are in the center of a space, it means that you're open in everywhere. If you're not in the center of a space and you're innocently creating pressure, You are extending here but contracting there, so the sphere disappears a little bit. The sphere becomes elusive, you know, it becomes more an idea as the physical reality of the sphere itself, you know, gravity, expansion, and the movement. So you're beginning to understand. But the reason that you want to become very clear in expansion, because you are descending from the mandala. Expansion is the instant in which navigation allows the shoulder girdle to stay suspended, so you arrive to crown into earth without having to press upon your shoulder girdle. Yeah, navigation from expansion is the instant in which your shoulder girdle remains suspended as you're making all the changes to get you to mandala crown before you get to inflowing way and foundation. So navigation is an extraordinary event because it's exactly, navigation is the place that allows you exactly to the shoulder to be suspended, yay, and that will become the sphere, yeah? Because if you are not connected to navigation and you're going down with the arm, you are not going to be able to arrive to mandala crown, and the sphere of earth is not going to be there waiting for you. The sphere of earth is going to be mysterious because only in the suspension of the shoulder girdle, the sphere of earth becomes the connection that it takes you back into foundation. Yes, so navigation is a fantastic, fantastic thing that you learn, yeah? It sounds like it's very important that you understand that it sounds for a moment that it's complex or it's difficult or define all those things, but it's not, because it is just that your mind is becoming cognitive of where you are in a space, and then your awareness begins to assist you to connect to all the places in a space in which the center of your being and all the internal organs and everything begins to work at the same time. So nothing has a delay. You know what I mean? And your whole system is a fabric that you're always connecting. And it's very specific because we can do the movement forever and practice forever. But if I cannot connect you to the subtlety of the connection to space, we cannot transcend the innocent perception that we are innocently inside of it. Because we all have a different perception of the relationship to space according to the way that we are expressing the balance of the spinal column. We are all have different perception in our relationship to space according to the spinal column. That's the genetical memory of ourselves. Like once you begin to unwind the spinal column, it begins to reconnect it, the memories of your being are going to begin to go, fly out of the window. I mean, you will begin to understand it, but you don't need them because it takes you away from the moment itself, which is your real engagement with reality. The moment itself is the new reality, your fantastic, divine nature of everything, yeah? So that's the reason that you are going through this process of subtlety, because you need to find the little nicks and crudeness in the spine that it wants to perpetuate you inside of the same personality. Nothing wrong with the personality, but you wanted to undo it because you are much larger than you're in. Sometimes I can't make it, you know, I hope I don't take this wrong, that you are unwinding the story of your personality in order to find yourself that is much larger than your personality, because yourself has the entire cosmic memory inside of it. It's not bound to the little memory that we created ourselves inside of the ground hard day of repetition forever, the entire genetics inside of the human experience, yeah? So we are getting connected to it. So are we good? Are we really good? I think that it's time for us to maybe go and do the fountain together and standing. Is it possible to practice the fountain a few times together and then do mooning around the crown and horizon above the crown and the fountain? And then after we complete that, we're going to touch balance very gently, and then we'll complete it there. All right? Beautiful. Perfect. Let me just get the things out of here. Am I moving this back? Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So remember that the floor, the earth is connecting me, but also is taking me up. I'm not on top of the earth, only holding myself. It's connecting me through 0 point balance. The connection, the right and the left. Remember the 6 joints of the arm, the suspension of your heart, shoulder girdle, the 3 centers from above, the 3 centers from below. Wonderful. It's difficult because I have carpet here and everything is like, you know. So anyway, we're going to go through the fountain, right? And remember that the fountain begins at 0 point, and that's the beginning of the energy. So 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 7. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Inflowing wave to go to foundation, to go to moon. 3, 4, and then fold in the moon. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. Earth, inflowing waves, suspend the wave. 3 and 4 to horizon. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first half in the heaven. 3 and 4 in the spherical mandala for now. 3, the center of the space. 4, the continuation of the sphere. 6, 7, and 8. Inflowing way to foundation. I'm going to touch balance. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to go to infinity's gate. 4, 1, and 2. And now the outer mandala. Connecting to exactly 6. Let's do it again, the touching balance, okay? 8, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Suspending to center, or the center, suspending through the arms, connecting the energy, touching the earth. 2, 3, and 4. Ascending the delicate heart, infinity's gate, infinity. Opening the mandala, the 6 centers above, suspended, navigation, earth, and crown. 2, 3, and 4. Bending a little bit your knees. Just relax, let the energy just very gently go. Okay. So let me just go a little bit. I'm sorry the time is gone so fast, but anyway, I would like to, for a second, just to be comfortable in 0 point. And let's go through the things that we discovered today, the things that we work together, because you're working in detail. So it's more about trying to understand what is that you're doing, what is that you're searching for, what is that you are discovering in relation to your practice. Yeah, the most important thing about today was about 0 point. The 0 point is the sensation of your being. And the 0 point is the fabric of your life, which is called the physical body. Yeah? So then at any one moment you can check yourself. But if at any one moment you find yourself that you're contracted, don't go, okay, I need to go 0 point, because it's not going to work. It's going to be a reflex and you are not engaged the fabric. So you give yourself a time to really allow the fabric and then come back. Okay, here I am, I'm back. Yeah, just always, because you're learning that wherever you are is perfect, even if you are completely folded. Remember, like a folded, like a 0-point deity that you're folded. But then when you're learning in 0-point deity, is that in the moment that you take from deity to 0 point, you have 4 counts. So you can put energy in your fingers, in your chest, in your legs, in your feet, and your neck, and your head, and then you're back into here. Your definition of 0 point. Yeah, the definition of 0 point, 0 point standing, we call it 0 point seated. So it's kind of interesting, because 0 point, it's an art eventually, because when you're practicing by yourself, you are not performing or being with anybody. When you are with someone, you're having a conversation. So it's very difficult to say, now I'm going to have a conversation being at 0 point talking to you, right? And the moment that I'm talking to you, I have to open the field and talking to you and so forth and another. So 0 point disappears a little bit into a heaven, a little bit into an extension. It's not pure 0 point in relation to the practice. I don't want to confuse you, because everything is 0 point in the practice. But 0 point seated, or 0 point standing, or 0 point lying down is the definition of your understanding of 3-dimensional relationship to space. It's a completely different thing that you're relating to another human being. Yeah? Do you understand what I mean by that? Am I confusing you? No. When you're relating to another human being, we need to open a little bit the 0 point, because you are connecting to another person in relation to front of you, right? But then in your practice, you don't do that. In the practice, you're always in the center of the space. And that's the reason you practice, because you're bringing yourself into your experience of 3 dimensions, which represents the stillness and motion of your being. The stillness and motion of your being. Yeah, the stillness, because in the place that you pass through, 0 point, and motion, because 0 point is the beginning of all motion. Yeah, the beginning of all motion. Going to bed, standing up, lying down, getting out of bed, all of it. You're always in 0 point. Yeah, 0 point means that it's your engagement with crown, or your engagement with the coronal plane, if you wanted to put it on change. It's your engagement with the field. Yeah, your engagement with the field. You're always engaging with the field, even if you are not engaged. But might as well be engaged, because the magic is going to be in the engagement. It's not going to be in you innocently being disconnected from the field. Yeah. So you don't need to be connected to the field. Subliminally, or universally, or eternally, you're always connected to the field, no matter what. Even if you are the most contracted being in the world, you are completely connected to the field, because that's the law. But if you can assist anybody to open up the field and to connect to the actual field that they are, then everything is going to be fantastic, because they get to experience the magic of themselves, of who we are, everybody. Yeah. So fantastic. Then the 0 point. Then what we worked today was the wave that connects you to suspended diamond. And you discover the suspended diamond is the place in which myself, me, just me, understand what the center of the head is on top of the atlas. Yeah. So it's kind of a weird a little bit. If somebody sees you and they say, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Because everything that we do mostly in our daily day is about for something else. You know, we are relating to doing something. This is just for you, the center of the atlas. The reason is because the center of the atlas is the only place that I can really get up. Yeah. If I am behind in the center of the atlas, going up is really going down. It's going into an angle that creates pressure upon myself. So what I'm discovering is to be able to get up always from the pelvic floor, always from the ground, always as a whole system, never by creating pressure upon me to think that I'm extending. I'm expanding from the center of expansion itself. That's the reason that for the suspended diamond is beautiful. And then I'll show you that when you're descending, you find the elbows and you find the arms, but then when you find the internal part of your arms, it's not that you're coming down with your arm, it's that you find the circle that encircles the heart to take you to foundation before you get to crown. So you are encircling the heart to take you to foundation. It's not that you're on top of foundation, you are in, because that becomes the beginning of going into crown. Yeah? So spend the time and it's beautiful, exactly. And that will become the descending, ascending, and then will become foundation, which becomes the beginning of that flowing wave. They will take you to ground. Beautiful. Yeah, fantastic. Very, very good. Then, what we're talking about today, we discover, let me see, we discover that when you are ascending through the center and you get into central crown, it's important that you understand the central crown. You don't create a crease in your shoulder that pushes the socket into you. It's gently rotated in the socket to give you the possibility of connecting to the ribs and to from the center of the ribs to the center of the organ, which is your heart, before you get to the spinal. Yeah. So moving heart and central crown is connected through the center of your arms to your heart. Yeah, your heart. So think about the muscle of your heart, all of a sudden becoming expanded inside of the external formation of the heart, and then the external formation of the heart be able to be relieved from any pressure inside of the system, being systematically expanded in the heart. That's beautiful. Okay? The heart is the source, is the ultimate engine that we have. Yeah? The heart is the engine of life. Every time, it never goes to sleep, forever. From the moment that we're born, from the moment that we say goodbye, but we're always connected. The heart is always working. So taking the weight out of the heart is a divine thing, because the heart gets to really be in the lungs then, and get the air and the prana, gets to be in the pelvis, which is the lower diaphragm, get to be in your leg. The heart is in the center of everything. So moving heart, the connection to your heart is a picture of you allowing the heart to be able to become spherical, expanded inside of your being. Can you imagine? Sometimes I spend time in my heart and I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, you're always working. You don't get to sleep and take a news. It's going. And here I am, you know. And sometimes I don't think about you, that you are the entity that it keeps me alive. Without the heart pumping into the nervous system, my brain is kaput. I am not here anymore. It's gone. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's important to understand that that's what we're doing with the heart. Then today, what we did is that, remember the 0 point when you're descending from the fountain is the last frame from which the movement initiated into the fountain. That's an art in itself. What is the last frame? Okay. Oh, right there, 1 and 2. Beautiful. So then you don't arrive to ground and start the fountain. You know what I mean? It's all continuous. Beautiful. Then today you discover going around the moon. The moon is beautiful. Remember, it needs you to spend time a little bit with the gradational unfolding. Gradational unfolding, as you know, means that every frame that I go up or forward, as a frame goes sideways, forward, sideways, forward, sideways, forward, sideways, forward, sideways, moon. So you don't go more forward or more sideways. You unite the planes. You see, every time that you get to the next point in the expansion into space, the forward and the sideways create like this staircase reality that allows the spiral to exist inside of itself. And that's where the spiral that take you to the moon, and that's the spiral that inside of you take you to Earth to get you to foundation. Yeah, it's beautiful. So this is a lovely thing, because this is the way that all things grow. This is like the real church. You know, it is the geometrical formation in which life unfolds into form. The geometrical formation in which life unfolds into form. It's beautiful. So that's
Let
wonderful.
me share screen really quick so that they can see it really big.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
It's
Sorry.
beautiful. It's because now you get into
Sorry.
the depth of your being. Now that we are in the new world, we can get to the depth of our being, and then the depth of our being assist our senses to be more and more connected. That is where we is another plane, but it's a little bit horizontal in here. But every time that you go, you see, you get to here and you go there, you get to here and you go up, you get to here and you go up, you get to here and you go up. Each time you get to, it's in a staircase, you see? In the staircase, gradational unfolding mathematically into expansion take us to the end of the spiral, which then when it reverses itself, it brings us back home from the other side of itself. It's always existed in itself. So this is a wonderful thing to remember. And remember that the fountain of life is made up of all these spirals coming and going at the same time. Yeah, the spirals coming and going at the same time, manifesting the sphere of life and the fountain of life. It's beautiful, which is the fountain of life is the frame of sensation from which we experience life. The fountain of life is the frame of sensation from which we experience life. It's the atomic existence. And I said atomic because it's before awareness. It is the very thing that allows us to be connected to life. Life is the most amazing thing in the world. Okay, so then we discovered that going around the crown, it has two, it's not 1/3, but it opens and then it creates a spiral to take us back into heaven. And you're beginning to find out the size of heaven. The size of heaven is not, I'm not giving myself up to go to heaven. You can't do that because heaven is everywhere. Heaven is not up. It is the entire circle of the fountain, but it's the entire circle of my heart. Heaven, a larger circle from which my hand is not resting upon me or too close upon me, which is Cristiam said. It is the size of the natural expansion of my being, heaven. Yeah. So it's a beautiful experience, like the moon, the moon is completed. It's not, it doesn't change it. The completion of the moon is the expansion of my heart in all directions of space and the connection to the throne. Beautiful. Then today, while we're working fantastically, it's an expansion. Expansion is a fantastic thing because it is the I will say neutral, but I can't word the use neutral because it is, I could use the word neutral, but it's not that it's devoid of anything. It's just, it is this self, myself, knowing how to place myself in a space to be connected to the sphere. That then changes when I enter relationship. Right? When you enter relationship, you can no longer be in the center of yourself as nobody is around. Yeah, because that would be weird. Yeah, exactly. If I'm connected to you, and all of a sudden I'm going to start talking to you from the center of myself, you're going to say, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? Because I'm connected to you. Yeah, connect the center. When I start connecting to whatever I'm connecting, the center of space becomes the center of relationship. But when you are connecting to your being, the center of space is the actual center of your own self. So it's different, yeah? Because otherwise you're going to start thinking that I have to pay myself placement when I'm talking to somebody, and that's going to be weird. You're going to be the most natural person in the world because 0 point is the most natural expression of your human self, period. Yeah, beautiful. So remember the suspended diamond, moon, horizon, expansion, and sun are all expressions of the cross of space. They are all pure horizons. But horizon means more than that. Horizon means that you get to be at the 3 horizontal planes of the tree of life. You get to be in the horizontal plane of the head, you get to be in the horizontal plane of the pelvis, and you get to be in the horizontal plane of the heart. Yeah? So horizon is a wonderful thing in the practice. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, fantastic. Remember that eventually what you're going to do is that when you become acquainted with the sphere, the 100th sphere of the changing of the sphere, every single sphere has a different center of gravity. So it's not that I'm here and I open the sphere. It's that every center you begin, oh, I see, I'm changing, I'm changing, I'm changing. Oh, that was it, and then changing, I'm changing, I'm changing, I'm changing, I'm changing. So you're learning then to transfer the center of gravity from above to the inner arc, from the horizontal plane to the outer arc, all inside of a space, always, never have to go back or in, always inside of a space, yeah? Space is fantastic, yeah? Because space is actually the entire expression of your consciousness. Consciousness is always space, 100% space. I love you, Beverly. It's absolutely fantastic. You're doing great. I apologize a little bit to you because I'm really, it's almost like I'm drilling you, but I don't mean to do it. But I would like to really assist you. And the medium that we are is kind of strange because we cannot really be competing with each other, but at least we can begin to connect and begin to discover even from this medium that in some degree it distorts a little bit, but we can get to be more in space even because we have to really pay attention to know where we are by being placed inside of the technology. So anyway, I love you. I'm getting too late already, but I get to see you in 3 weeks. Remember that you can send me questions. We can work in motion, whatever motion. We're going to work in the free releases next time, and you're going to work in the outer and the inner mandala next time as well. And we're going to see where we're going. Okay? I love you. Have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cristiam. Ellen, are we getting together on Wednesdays at all? Did I miss something?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think
We
so.
weren't doing that now, unless you want, unless of course you want to do it. That's up to you.
If you have, anytime you would like to have a specific another session that you would like to add it for a particular reason that you would like to go, we will create it for you because there's nothing else that we have to do than really express.
Yeah.
So you give me the possibility, not the possibility. You're opening the field for me to express, and it's nothing more beautiful. So, but I don't want you to feel obliged either. You know what I mean? Because you have your life, and I respect it very much. So I love you.
Wonderful.
Cristiam,
Cristiam, thank you very much.
Hey, Cristiam,
Excellent.
I just want to say something to you here.
Yeah. Ciao.
that
Ciao, ciao.
I just want to thank you so much. When we're doing this and you're describing it, and I feel like I click into what you're saying, I have this feeling of this effervescent happiness and bliss that I just can't even describe. I'm so grateful.
Yourself, darling, you're defining yourself. Yes.
Oh my God.
That's what it is. This is who you are. Yes, hallelujah. Exactly. That's who we are. This is who you are 24/7. I know.
Oh
I
my
love it.
God. If I could feel this way.
Yes, it's
24/7.
not everywhere because Dad is coming. Yes, is coming. Elaine is coming. Yay, where are we? I love you. Okay. Ciao, ciao, darling. I love you.
Amazing.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
All right, everybody. We'll see
Good
you
night.
soon. Night.
See you next time.
Bye, Nancy.